Welcome to ShadowMeTarot. I am opening up Tarot of the Owls, a new release by Pamela Chen, art by Elisabeth Alba, and it's got a big, huge box, so not so shelf friendly, but it says it includes a 224-page book and 78-card deck. Spread your wings and fly into the realm of mystical owls. Unlock your intuition with wisdom from owls of all shapes and sizes. This Rider-Waite Smith-based deck features spectacular artwork by Elisabeth Alba and a companion guide by Pamela Chen. You'll connect with the four parliaments of the minor arcana: great horned, burrowing, barn, and snowy owls, the unique members of the major arcana, and the royal owls of the court cards. Tarot of the Owl teaches you how to use their insight to conquer daily challenges and create the life you truly desire. All right, let's take a look. Hey, man. Like, I can't open it. It's very tight binding. Like, almost, it's very tight. Alright, here we go. Yay! Alright. Ooh, pretty. Big, thick book. Ooh, full color book. Ooh. Alright. Full color book. About the author, about the illustrator, other works: Enchanted Crystal Magic, Witchling Academy Tarot, Everyday Witch. Oh, no wonder I'm going to love this deck. Oh, no. I'm going to love this deck. I love the Everyday Witch or Tarot anyways. I haven't tried the Oracle. I need to get that one. All right. Dedicated to all the feathered friends in my life, especially the ones that pay rent and eggs. Ooh. All right, so it separates the court cards and probably gives good descriptions of the court cards. Oh my god, this reminds me of like full color books from when I was like a kid. Like, I don't know, I'm like, I don't know, feeling nostalgic here. Introduction: The Calling. Owls have always been shrouded in mystery, witchcraft, and ancient wisdom. That may be the reason why they have appeared in many magical books, movies, and tarot decks throughout the years. They are one of the most notable animals, familiars that magical practitioners work with, swooping in and out of legends and mythologies. And there's a whole bunch of that. Too much to read. Rules of the Realm. The major arcana, the minor arcana, the court cards. Know It Owl, cleansing your deck, interviewing your deck. Ooh. Ooh, this is new. I'm going to add this. What types of readings are best suited for this deck? How can I best receive guidance from this deck? How will this deck be able to support me on my current path? Brilliant. That's on page 15. Heck yeah, shuffling and reading the cards. Practical daily tarot exercise. Jack of Owl trades. And then it goes into the major arcana. I don't see any spreads, but the deck interview, that's a spread. It doesn't tell you how to lay out the cards. It just says lay them out. So I feel like this is kind of a journal one, but let's take a look at it. All right, let's take a look at it. The deck, or the card, the book is beautiful. All right, let's look at the cards. I'm like, wow, the book. Got a little bird eye there. Huge box, little deck. It's very difficult to put this on a shelf and grab it and want to use the deck. I don't know. It's anyways, it just depends on how you store your cards, but I can't store them like that and use them. So having something that protects them on my shelf is way better. And not a bag. I mean, bags are all right here and there, but eventually you get so many bags, you don't know what you're looking at. Depending on how you store your cards. Oh, it's thick cards. Oh, wait. Well, it's still thick. It's thick cardstock. It's thick. I wonder if the court cards are at the back. Yep, all the court cards are in the back. So I'm going to have to pause the video real quick and get my comparison deck in order. Okay, cards are in order. And just to kind of compare, it's slightly thicker cardstock than like my old, really dirty. I should really use like the new deck that the Witchy Cauldron sent me. I should definitely use that one. But I'm attached to this dirty old deck. It's mine. I don't know. It's a lifetime of dirt on there. Okay, so here's that's pretty good thickness. And I am all of a sudden really into thick cards. I don't know. I just really am into thick cards at the moment. Sometimes I like the matte cards, or I like the gilded edges, or just kind of different stuff. But right now I'm really into thick cards. I'm sure there's like a scientific ASMR kind of, I don't know if it sounds AMSR or touch. What is the touch sensation satisfying thing? For me, it's these thicker cards. All right, the Fool. I love that we have like this little squirrel up here, right? As the loyal friend, or our loyal dog here. And then he is taking a leap of faith. It's like, okay, I'm going to carry this squirrel and this bag and this stick to the ground. And I don't know, I see owls a lot around here, and they have big wingspans. So I almost feel like his body's too big. But I mean, his wings are he can't be in a full like wingspan anyways, because of probably where I don't know. He's up pretty high. I don't see a mountain range in the back, so some of the symbolism is lost for that. So I see a leap, and then flowers. The flowers that you're seeing are on the card behind it. So I guess the leaves would be something. He's maybe out looking for his community, I would say, because of the leaves instead of having the flower. Typically, this flower means kind of like searching for your soulmate, or your divine feminine half, or your divine masculine half, whoever the current is. But basically finding your counterpart on some level. So maybe this is like, to me, the leaves would maybe mean community instead. All right, moving on. We've got to the Magician. It's pretty cool. All in the woods. We kept the flowers. We've got all of our stuff on a wood table. Let's see. See all the flowers. Seeing if there's any carvings. There's an owl in this. There's a wingspan in the sword. What is that in the cup? What is it? Oh, it's another owl with their eyes closed. Do you see it? Do you see it? It's like a plate. It's like a cup and a plate. All right, there we go. Then we've got the High Priestess. We've kept the Moon. We've got the pomegranates. Are those pomegranates? They were actually just a different flower that it's not a pomegranate. Oh, so we lost pomegranate. We lost the light and the dark. Kind of, sort of, we have that light and dark with the moon in the background and the stars. I do think of the priestess when I think of like the universe, like the stars behind her. I definitely feel like third eye connection, Akashic record keeper kind of place in that third eye. And then, okay, we've kept the moon, so. And the crown. We've kept the crown as well. And the Empress. Look at all the stuff that she has collected. We've got, she's among flowers, deep grass. We've got the symbolism here in her throne. Surrounded in luxury. She has a crown of flowers above her head. The crown is quite similar here. And it actually looks like it's not on the head. Oh, shoot. Darn it. All right, here. Sorry. There's the high priestess. She kept the crown. Light and dark. We kept the moon. Yeah. Okay. Now we go on to the Empress. Here we go. She's super abundant. Here is her symbol. I could do a little better, I think, right? Yeah, we can move in like that. That looks good. All right. All right, so we got all these flowers. Now that is an interesting crown. It looks very similar to the crown here. I think they look very, very similar. It is perched and sitting upon this little nest, this trunk nest that she has, instead of on top of her head. I find it interesting that she's green. I find it interesting that she is a green owl. One, I have never heard or seen of a green owl, and if you have them in your area or you've seen them, please send me a link. I want to see this green owl because I think that's fascinating. But I also think of the green as being like heart chakra. And really all the chakras are very represented in here. I almost feel like she's just in complete alignment. An Empress is in complete alignment, can ask for all that she wants and have more than she needs in every way. And then we move on to the Emperor, who is a rock solid foundation. I almost feel like is survival. It is the epitome of survival with this rock throne. We've got the Aries still represented. They've used the same colors, but look at the sunset sky. It's either dawn, but that looks like an evening sunset sky to me. And but honestly, at certain times, like dawn and dusk, they look so similar. I get so tired. Like I can't drive at dawn or at dusk because I'm like, bedtime. So I don't know what it is. Anyways, here's the Emperor. The crown is similar in how they've kept the jewels. We've got the life symbol, the Egyptian life symbol there. I've never really noticed the mountains in the back. I don't know why they're right there, but I'm really finding them defined back here. So I feel like he's carved out a space along the journey that is his and only his domain, is the foundation of moving forward in the journey, right? So he has, if I'm looking at it from the Fool's journey, he took the leap. He has found all the tools that he need. He has used his intuition and connected with what he needed to know and nurtured himself and gained the abundance that he needs. Carved out a niche for himself in the world, right? And has found his divine counterpart on some level. This is, to me, we've got the red and the blue here. So we've got a solid foundation. We've got the blue, which is the throat chakra to me. So it's like throat to foundation, communication to the heart, or communication, love, soul, desire, and grounded in a spiritual, on the spiritual path too, because we've got these mountains back here. So to me, that is like, to me, it's always a journey. It's a path. It's the spiritual path. And let's see. Keys always feel important. But this just feels like, I guess what's resonating for me is that this is a divine union, not between just these two birds, right? Whether it is, and this isn't just feels like a union more so, oopsies, more so than this, right? It just feels different. The crown seems similar. To me, this looks more like a wedding. An institution, but moving through a journey, not just by yourself, but with others, in communication and with guidance of spirit. Like it's almost like a commitment with spirit as well. I mean, it's also higher learning, right? And institutions, but for this one I'm just feeling more of a marriage card, with this particular, and it's like the gateway to your journey together through here, because this always means like church, higher learning, government, institutions. I mean, if I saw this next to like what's a good career one? If I saw this next to like the Eight of Pentacles, I'd be like, you are married to your job. But this is, I like this Hierophant card. I really do. I really do like that Hierophant card. Ooh, what a beautiful lover's card, right? So they're so excited to move on from here, this wedding, here into this journey together. Blessed in abundance. And then we have the Chariot card, moving forward. I love that they have tamed the cats. Here we have sphinxes, which I find interesting. We've replaced red roofs with red flags. Ooh, which I find interesting. He's moving past red flags, maybe moving past fear. But that's interesting to have red flags there, right? That just changes. For me, the meaning of the card, it's not just movement forward now. It's movement forward past these red flags, past your fears. And he's moving more so with an expedience, like he's flowing, but these cats are like leisurely. His cape is like flowing, but these cats are leisurely walking. But I like the vision of the momentum. Maybe it's the wind is against you, right? Ooh, there are red flags and the wind is... I gotta keep going. Sorry. Tell me what you guys see in that Chariot card. That totally changes the meaning of the Chariot card for me. Like, enough that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep this deck. Maybe. I do like it though. Wow. It is kind of speaking to me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Strength, I love. I really like colors. I really use colors quite a bit. I think colors, when artists are going through this, are very intuitive anyways. And how they're using them. They're trained to use colors in specific ways. But I think when we choose colors, there's an intuition about it. I love how the colors here kind of represent your soul connection with these kind of like these yellows to these kind of purplish colors, and this Akashic knowledge with these purplish colors. The owls to me is air and thinking, but the colors and the crown chakra just to me is like the soul connection to your higher self. I always interpret the Strength card as kind of inner strength. I used to be like, it's taming your demons, but it's really not taming your own demons. It's just, or your inner lion. It's more like your inner strength, nurturing your own inner strength. For me, that's how it has come to be for me, and specifically in just looking at these two cards, that's how it's coming through now. But I do like this representation of support from my higher self, I guess, is how I would kind of interpret it with those colors. All right, 20 minutes and I'm only at card number 8. Oh yeah, the Hermit. Ooh, he is just looking out, letting his light shine in the night, right? keeping warm in that cloak. What do owls do at night? They hunt at night, right? Don't they hunt at night and talk to each other? Who's there? Who? Okay, I'm being a dork. Yeah. I mean, following your inner light, kind of, yeah, I think kind of like just paying attention to himself. It's close to his heart. Not that he has arms where he can like hold it out. But it is close to the chest. It is inside of this. Oh, and I've never noticed that before. So I love the accentuation of this star here. There's a Merkaba here. So I almost feel like his Merkaba is also in there. I've just never noticed it being a star. Didn't really realize that that's what it is. But here it's very clearly a Merkaba, which is this. That's a Merkaba. To me, that's my spiritual vehicle. Like, that's what I live in when I'm not in a human body. And this means healing all levels of being. In any case, I think, I almost feel like it's going inwards to find your inner purpose with that Merkaba being accentuated like that. All right. I like this. I really feel like this is a good inner journey deck. I'm looking forward to, I am looking forward to doing the interview, and I'm definitely going to have to read some of these cards. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have another green owl here at the top, which is, now this says Taro, tarot, but I don't know what these other ones say. I'm gonna guess that it's tarot in Hebrew, but I could be wrong. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, though, let me know. Please let me know. Symbolism we've lost and gained, right? So we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have Virgo. We have this Sphinx here, this goose here. I don't know what that is. I know I've been told before. You guys can remind me again. But we've lost this goose. We've lost Virgo, the maiden. I think that's the maiden. Then we've got the Sphinx here. We've got the snake. We've got this other dude. We've got Taurus and Leo here. And probably they're representations of angels. But in any case, all of that is lost and is replaced with this green owl. I'm going to go with something with the heart chakra. Lots of greens throughout this deck. What I like is that this is mounted on something. This wheel is mounted on something. It's not like floating in the sky. It very much, the windmill very much reminds me of the tower. It's got a solid foundation. It is built on a hill. Or it looks like it is built on a hill. So there's like what goes up must come down. It's kind of like, I'm like, ooh, kind of, oh, we're going to get to the tower. I'm excited to see what the tower looks like. Anyway. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that owl's head is upside down. He's looking at it upside down like, what? I almost interpret that card in a reading as, what the Are you kidding me? Like, that is... You have 3 heads. What the F is wrong with you? That's how I would feel about that in a reading. Usually I recognize that as weighing your, your head and your heart. Well, where are we going? There we go. I want to see more closely what those are. Can you guys see what those are? It looks like a mouse. What the heck is that? I think I can honestly see it better. I see a mouse and like a squid, a heart. What is that? Is that the other half of the body? Can you guys tell what that is? Uh-oh. I feel a reading coming on. All right, so we're going to read the book here and see if it gives us a description of what's in those scales. But mice to me, just because Letterman means kind of like stress. So that would be thoughts, stressful thoughts. Are you weighing stressful thoughts versus what? Versus what? Justice. All right. The Justice Owl is always watching and making sure that the karmic energies of the realm are balanced. For every action taken, there is a matching consequence delivered, good or bad. Thankfully, this owl does not have a lot of work to do because all of the owls have learned to show up and take responsibility for the choices they make and to be fair, truthful, and in a full integrity. You are currently on the right side of the scale, and your actions have gained you favors with the Justice Owl. If you are experiencing conflict in some kind of legal battle, know that if you stay neutral and fair in your actions, you will win. The scales are swaying your way, and looks like you will come out ahead. In the reversed, what you might think is fair is not fair to everyone. Remember to turn your head the other way, just like the Justice Owl, so that you can see and experience things from other people's perspectives. Own up to your mistakes, balance your scales, and make different decisions. Accept the consequences and learn from them so that you can move on to more abundant experiences. All right, so I can't figure out the difference. I don't know what this is. I'm thinking maybe light and dark mice, different kind of mice, another kind of sort of rodent. I think these like little things here are like feet and that's a head. I think. I don't know. I can't really tell. But in any case, there we go. The Hanged Man. Oh, we've held on to the blue, the reds. Let's see. We've got the tie is much more elaborate on the feet, but we still have one foot loose. Foot loose. How fucking funny. Sorry. I don't know why that popped up into my head. I'm trying to see if the foot like does any of this triangle 4 thing happening. Other than the foot is a 4, which is cool. So I kind of feel like, did they keep that symbolism of a 4? So they've got the blue, we've got the head moving, shift in perspective is kind of what I'm feeling there. I'm feeling fall colors. I don't know all the zodiac signs for each of the major arcana yet. I might have to pick up one of those tarot decks again that goes through those. But in any case. All right, I couldn't help myself. While we're here, might as well learn it, right? Hangman is water sign. It is Neptune and Pisces. There you go. So Pisces is in the spring. So I'm confused by the background, the fall colors. Although, like the fall, the autumn, it does represent this shift between summer and the shift between summer and winter. And the next card is Death, which is winter for me. So Justice feels more summertime. Wheel of Fortune, springtime. Hermit back into the winter. So I feel like maybe we're on to something there. All right. Moving on to the Death card. That owl has just got weird markings. Ooh, look, there's an owl down here, which is like the Pope. I almost feel he's like offering these 2 dead owls. Perhaps he's giving them like last rites or whatever. This is, I think, a Rosicrucian kind of symbol on this death flag. So we kind of lose that symbolism. We have the skull here. We have it still kind of in fall, which kind of does still kind of maintain that transition kind of thing happening. Then we have Temperance. Ooh, that's a beautiful card. Look at that stream. We've kept the symbolism of the triangle there, which I think is a fire sign. It is fire. And this is Sagittarius. And it's Jupiter, and I have a cheat sheet next to me if any of you are wondering how I got that so quickly. I can start telling you all of them now. Death card is Scorpio. Yeah, so, yeah, sorry. The death card, this one, Scorpio. All Scorpios. All about transformation. All right. So what other symbolism do we have? We have splashing water. The other part of his wing is hidden from view because it's impossible probably for owls to catch water, even in even in AI. I like the sunset in the background with the mountains. The mountains are far off into the distance. There's a sun setting on a happy day is kind of how I feel about this card. We've got the same foot in the water. What else do we have the same? I feel like the stones are similar. The flowers are similar. And here it's a stream instead of a path. So, anyways, it's kind of harmony. That's very harmonious, peaceful image to me. Now we have the Devil card. Oh, he's got them both by the tail, right? Look at that. I almost feel like he lured them in, and now that he's trapped them, he's got them. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. How do they get away? This one looks like he's more ready to get away than that one. Demonic. The Tower. All right, let's see. See the lightning. We see our owls, light and dark, flying away. What else is similar for this tower? It is not our windmill. That's what I can tell you. It is not our windmill. It's not on a sturdy foundation. This rock does not seem sturdy. Ooh, the star. This says ether, but to me, yeah, it does. It feels ether to me, but the star is like famous. But when I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is getting into the vortex. This is getting access to the Akashic record for your highest self working through you. How else do you get fame other than being your most authentic, truest self and just allowing spirit and to flow through you? That's it. That's how we all discover our talents, when we just hit that sensation of flow where we just get something and can do it for hours and hours and hours. Like this for me. I love this. The moon. Ooh. I love the face of the owl in this moon. I like that the owl is dark. We maintain the animals coming out, but rather than these dogs, the light and the dark of the dogs, we've got a bunny. And we have a chipmunk. And I don't know enough about animals to tell you what each of those are. And then we have the lobster here. So I just kind of... I feel like the symbolism is the same. We've lost towers, but I want to say that, the tree line here is kind of like the towers. we've lost water instead of an ocean, or we have just this little stream, and we can't really tell if this is a, I guess those are more mountains and fields, right? It's just the darkness that's kind of covering. I've never understood what these are. I've never thought of them as being stars, but I like the stars better for sure. Definitely highlights the cautiousness of the meaning for the moon, right? Because I think that chipmunk, I mean, even the crayfish and the bunny all should be kind of wary of the owl. They're like food. This is another Pisces card. For whatever reason, I'm getting drawn to these Pisces cards tonight. All right, and we've got the sun. And look at the happy face on this owl. I love it. I love it. The brightness of that sun. That sun reminds me of that, what is that old TV show I had to watch with the kids? Teletubbies. The baby face and the sun. Just kind of laughing. Anyways, a very inner child. I think it definitely hits all the inner child. And you see it's a small owl, probably representing the child. It's maintained all of the symbolism. The sun, the sunflowers, the barrier here, the child. So I almost feel like there is a protection. We protect children, right? We try to protect children. We also protect our own inner child too. So I like highlighting that kind of barrier on there. I might read that barrier in the reverse. That your inner child might be in protection mode or something like that. All right, we've got the Judgment card, and we have this green owl again. I have to look up the green owl. There's got to be something about the green owl. I feel like it's angels from above, like the green, like, coming and loving, watching over it in a loving way. That's what I want to say. Or a loving entity. These owls are, I almost feel like they're awakening in the morning. They're rising. They're on the ground, so perhaps they're going to rise to new heights. Let's see what it says in the book. 3 owls who are in a deep and healing sleep have just been awakened by the Judgment owl. During their slumber, they learned many new things about themselves and their lives. Sleep not only healed their physical body, but their mind and soul as well. Now that they are awakened, they realize they are brand new owls. They are weary that their family won't know who they are anymore. Before sending them home, the Judgment owl shares a little piece of advice. Others see you how you see yourself, so decide who you judge yourself to be. Ooh, I like that a lot. Upright. Judgment is not about others judging you for your actions, but more about how you are judging yourself. Drawing this card means the Judgment owl is asking you to be confident and own who you are. Be proud of who you've come to be and stand in your power. Spread your wings and show the world your magic. If you love who you are and you feel worthy, then there is no one out there that can take that away from you. And the reversed owl outlook, you are being too hard on yourself and passing judgment on insignificant things. Life is not about being perfect because there is no such thing as perfection. Instead, allow yourself to show up as you desire to be, even if that means you have colorful feathers and sharp claws. Take it easy on yourself and stop worrying about what others will think. It doesn't matter what they think. It only matters what you think and feel. Definitely feeling an inner journey vibe to this. In a very practical sense, rather than, I don't want to say in a spiritual sense, because it is a spiritual journey as well, but it's very it's just practical. Judgment to me, that card has always meant awakening. Even though that is the experience that I'm having with the card itself, it also is about judging yourself. And the awakening for me is that when this card comes out, that perhaps I should be looking looking at whether or not I'm judging myself, but I always think of it as an awakening, like I'm waking up and having awareness about something new about myself. So, and coming out of judgment. Maybe that's what it is. Awakening to me is kind of coming out of judging myself, I think. Anyway, moving on. All right, moving on. We'll go to the world. Completeness or completion, achievement. You've got the world. You've achieved all that there is to achieve. Now it's time to look for something new. So, yeah, I mean, basic world. We've lost the wreath, but we've done that with kind of like the cloud dust, the universal cloud dust there. We've lost the symbolism of the zodiac here, which is also in the Wheel of Fortune. I almost feel like, and I've never noticed this before. Well, it doesn't matter in this deck. It only matters in this deck, but I've just noticed the Wheel of Fortune has the same zodiac symbols around it as well. And I almost feel like it's like you get to the center of the journey and you're kind of like, am I going to do this or not? Am I going to follow through? Is it worth completing? That's kind of how I feel about that world. All right, anyways. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Look at that little baby bird. Happy baby bird, ready to start life. New beginning. Two of Wands. Looking out over your domain, deciding, making decisions. I always look at the Two of Wands as kind of future planning and making decisions. But I almost feel like he's looking at the progress that he's made. He's crossing this path. It's like he's covering his bases. Maybe there's a nest nearby is kind of how I'm feeling. And he's perched at a higher level on a path and he's looking out. So I do kind of feel like it has that kind of planning feeling to it. We've got the Three of Wands. I love how the wing is out on the wand like that. That's really cool. But looking how you can expand, foresight, thinking ahead, growing. I think I like the yellow. I feel like that's always kind of like you're on purpose, that soul purpose kind of thing. So I feel like there's a happiness to kind of the expansion and the growth that is happening with your creation. Then there's a success, a reason to party, a new help kind of coming in, a new marriage, commitment. Basically a time to relax, have community. This definitely is a marriage card though. I mean, this feels very much like a marriage card. The Five of Wands. I feel like this looks like Harry Potter trying to get away. That's the very first thing I thought of. Is that scene in Harry Potter when they all turn into Harry Potter? I don't remember what movie that is. The Order of the Phoenix. Hedwig. Anyways, moving on. Six of Wands. Ooh, troops are in line. That's kind of how I feel like there. Troops are in line. Everybody's following the leader. You are victorious. Seven of Wands. The way that he has his, I can't tell. To me, his back is turned to all of those wands. I almost feel like it's this. I feel like, doesn't this feel like the reverse of the Six of Wands? It really literally looks like the back of this card. Like if I were to turn it over, this is what it should be. Like, boom, boom. But in any case, just his surroundings kind of look challenging, right? Looks more desolate. I see more kind of cactus kind of. That looks more like a cactus to me. Feathers are flying behind him. So there might be some challenges. That's kind of really what I see. Some challenges, maybe some competition. Maybe as you get more challenges, there's more competition or disagreement about how things should be handled. The Eight of Wands, moving forward. Just movement, usually. That's what that means to me. Nine of Wands, boundaries. Ten of Wands, overwhelmed. That's how I always look at that one. It's so overwhelming. It's too much. It's too hard. But it is a 10, so it's kind of like this is the last push. This is the last part up the hill. And then I'm done, and I can put this down, and that's it. That's how I always feel about kind of like the Ten of Wands. It's like this is the last push until the end. And then we've got Ace of Swords. New clarity, new thoughts, new ideas. And then we move on to the Two of Swords, which is a decision or indecision, stalemate. But I always think of this as kind of like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Swords is never like a positive suit for me, right? It's never really, it's a very cold suit. And it makes sense because we're always weighing our heart over our head. And the heart is heavy. And the mind is, the mind can weigh heavy too, I suppose. The heart can be heavy and the mind can be heavy. But yeah, definitely I always think of options with the Two of Swords. All right, Three of Swords. Ooh, those swords are going right through the tree. So I feel like he's almost grieving the loss of his home, right? Oh, what a sad, like this is like, I don't know why, but this just became like the saddest Three of Swords I've ever seen. Like, oh my gosh, total grief, total sorrow. Like, yeah, like his nest has been destroyed. That's kind of how I feel. Like his nest has been destroyed. That he's out in the cold. There's nothing there for him. Like, ugh. Four of Swords. Resting. He's just got to rest. He's got to rest and gather himself. Five of Swords. Hanging on to what you have. Or hanging on. I don't know how to interpret that one as well sometimes. It's like you've got these two other birds kind of like, all right, fuck it. I don't need this anymore. And on this one, it's like this person is devastated. He's just lost everything. Maybe he battled them, bet them, something like that. And and now they're kind of like walking away. Maybe it was an unfair fight. Oftentimes it feels like an unfair fight. But this is a good ego kind of thing. Like his ego is boosted, right? He's better than these two guys. But maybe it wasn't like a fair fight. I really kind of feel like that this card is like it's not a fair fight. So Six of Swords. I always feel of this as safe passage with moving on. It is a release and definitely change. Seven of Swords. Trickery, deception, betrayal, sneaking around. Eight of Swords. I always feel like being trapped by your own thoughts with this. That owl's eyes, are it's the same card essentially, only he's on an iceberg instead of like his situation a little bit more dire, I think. But definitely victim. I always feel like this is self-oppression is really what it is. Being trapped in your own negative thoughts and your own negative thinking. And the Nine of Swords has always been just like he is just at a standstill right there. He can't even get off the ground, right? He's so anxious and has got so many fears and so many worries. He's like afraid to move. Hopeless. This is definitely a good hopeless. I feel hopeless. Hopeless and what's the word I'm searching for? Helpless. Helpless is the word I'm looking for. Ten of Swords. Dead. And nice readers tell you it's a new beginning. But it's failure. It's defeat. It's a horrible, it's like deep wounds, betrayal. It's a huge loss. It's a crisis. It's basically, you can't go backwards. You can't go backwards. But it's a new beginning. So however you want to interpret that in your readings. New beginning, can't go backward. It's over. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, look at that little guy. He's already got abundance. He's already started out the world with a little bit of money. So new venture, new prosperity, manifestation. This is actually the World card to me. So after the World card, it's like, oh, you've planted a new seed and look, it's growing. And so now you've got kind of like a new opportunity, create new streams of income to keep that abundance going and get a new piece of the world, right? We've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got this green owl again. Sure do wish they would have said something about the green owl in the book. Okay, so here's the benefit of reading the book. The benefit of reading the book is that it would tell you in the beginning, in the introduction, that the mint green and yellow burrowing owls represent pentacles. And they love to stay on the ground, eat and collecting treasure. And they share messages related to cultivating a daily magical practice and manifesting abundance. So, can't really have abundance unless you have love, right? Because love feels to me like the currency of the universe. It's what puts us into alignment to ask the universe what we want, whether it be knowledge or events or things or relationships, whatever it is. Anyways. All right, so now we know green birds are pentacles. Some sort of earthy thing, material thing. Okay. So, Two of Pentacles, priority, time management, change, going kind of, moving from one thing to the next. Then we've got Three of Pentacles. I always look at that as kind of teamwork, working on a project together, collaboration. Four of Pentacles is saving money, conserving your resources. Can be having a scarcity mindset. I'm not sure how I feel about, I feel like he's hiding his money, right? With the way he's covering his wing like that and the way he's standing on it. And all he's thinking about is money. He's thinking about money. He's thinking about hiding money. So he's trying to control. This is control. This feels like control. Self-control, maybe even. Five of Pentacles, moving away from hell, poverty, worry, strife, insecurity. Definitely health related here. And here as well. I never noticed her bandage before, but you can see it very, very well here. There's some more kind of caretaking happening here between this one and this one. Then we have the Six of Pentacles, which has always been sharing or giving and receiving, wealth and generosity. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, perseverance, diligence, investment, hard work. Eight of Pentacles, mastering your craft, skill development, diligence, passion, having high standards. Nine of Pentacles, living in your abundance, really enjoying the fruits of your labor. Definitely an independence card, success. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is like the ultimate in family and wealth and financial security. Legacy is actually a good way of defining the Ten of Pentacles. Then we have the Ace of Cups, proposal, marriage, intuition, spirituality. But I always think of this as kind of like new love, new feelings. Two of Cups, marriage. Definitely marriage again. Just a love card, true love card, twin flame. Three of Cups, something to celebrate. So friendship, community, happiness. And we have the Four of Cups, which is apathy, just kind of disinterested, disillusioned, missing out on opportunities, looking at regrets. But when you're looking at the past, you're not living in your present. You're not changing your tomorrow. All right. So Five of Cups, grief, looking at what's lost instead of what you have left. Six of Cups, nostalgia, sharing, abundance, inner child, innocence, kindness, protection. Seven of Cups, all of your wishes, possibilities, fantasies, decisions to make, things that you're thinking about. The Eight of Cups, disillusionment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away. The Nine of Cups, all your cups are full, all your wishes fulfilled. You have all the luxury you could want. It's very much similar to me. This is very much like similar to the Nine of Pentacles, where you're just kind of like financially independent. It's really very much an independence card. And here I feel like you're emotionally independent. You are you're satisfied with life. You're satisfied with yourself, your success. You're grateful for all that you have. And you have all that you've ever wished for. And then we have the Ten of Cups, getting to share that with another person, in divine love and harmony. Bliss. It's a good bliss card. It's beautiful, actually. I like how they're going after the frog. And then we have the Page of Wands, which is just page is always kind of inspirational. I love that there's a little lizard here. I believe that the lizard, where is the lizard? Oh, the lizard is on the tunic. I always think of the Page of Wands as curious. I'm not really sure what the lizard means. I should know, but I think it's like transformation sometimes. Definitely always thought of the Page of Wands as curious, and but they're definitely an explorer. Wands is always kind of like inspiration too. Page of Swords, I always see Page of Swords as insecurities. Like, even though I know it's like It is. It's like the childish. I always see what the reverse meaning of the Page of Swords is, but I always see Page of Swords as insecure. But the Page of Swords actually is a really kind of like smart, logical thinker. They're innovative, and they're like little science kids, right? They're the ones mixing the vinegar and the baking powder to make little volcanoes or whatnot. And I move on to pages can also be like, they're either children who are like an air sign, or they can be messages that can be like somebody thinking about you. It can be like judgments, paperwork, bills, legal documents, but some sort of documentation, like, but messages. So pages can be messages as well. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. These are always ambitious kids. They're very studious. They kind of go after like the good grades. And they kind of manifest. They kind of know what they're working towards. Even from sometimes like a young age is kind of how so they're ambitious. They're usually very grounded, are willing to do the hard work. And then they can be messages about money, right? What else? But it's usually material kind of messages, new things kind of coming, but things. Page of Cups is our empathetic page. They're happy and kind of a dreamer. Definitely intuitive and sensitive. They can be emotionally immature. Knight of Wands. He is a passionate guy, full of energy. He's impulsive. He's let's take action. Let's do it now. Let's go. He's like, he even looks like he's all armored up, and he looks like he's ready to go scout the line. To me, he's scouting the line to see where they can attack. And then we have the Knight of Swords, who is just ready to rush in and attack. He's leading the attack. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. And he's usually very responsible. He's not rushing in anywhere. He's making sure, all right, when they get back, we're going to have enough food for everybody, right? Everybody's ready to take care of the wounded. That's kind of how I feel about this Knight of Pentacles. He's the responsible one. He's taking responsibility for everyone. And then the Knight of Cups, he might be like the priest. He's the one who's like, he's the heart of it, right? He is the heart of all of the knights. He's the romantic, emotional, sensitive one. I almost feel like he'd be the priest, or the medical facility that they would go to after being in battle. All right, now we move on to the Queen of Wands, and she is a great businesswoman. She's very confident, determined, independent, and inspiring. We've got the Queen of Swords. She's very clear-minded. She's no nonsense. She can be complex because she uses kind of like top-down thinking. She uses all of her experience and all of the knowledge that she requires every day. She's a very clear, independent thinker as well. And she can be quite perceptive, kind of cutting to the core of any issues. The Queen of Pentacles, she's very much like the Empress. She's very wealthy. She's very abundant. She's super nurturing, caring. I almost think of her as like a grandmother kind of person who already has everything. There's no stress, there's no worry. And so when you have no stress and no worry, then you don't kind of unload any of that onto those around you. But she's a practical kind of person who has financial security. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And she is loving and intuitive. She's typically psychic. So we have typically water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. are represented as Queen of Cups, but it's kind of like the tender, nurturing side of the water signs. And the emotional states of the water signs. The King of Wands, he's like the ultimate, he's a successful entrepreneur. That's kind of what I think of him. He's the leader of an organization. He's successful. He motivates people to do what needs to be done. Yeah, I just think of like a CEO when I think of the King of Wands. And when I think of the King of Swords, I think of like a judge or an admiral, or somebody who has to use his clear, concise thinking, makes good decisions based on the information at hand. So I kind of think of these as kind of like logical thinkers, disciplined people who really value truth and honesty. They're typically in a position of power or authority. The King of Pentacles, he is wealthy. He is the King of Kings. He is a kingmaker. He basically appointed the King of Wands. He appointed the King of Swords. So he's wealthy. He's secure. He's a leader. But I think of him as more like in government, he's the investor for the King of Wands. He is on the board of directors for the King of Swords. He is on the board of directors for the King of Cups as well. But he's a pretty stable, grounded guy. And then we move on to the King of Cups. And he is wisdom and understanding, focus, balance. He's peaceful. He has control of his emotions. And that is the Tarot of the Owls, which I think had a working title of Wisdom of the Owls, and they couldn't decide, so they named the book. Wait, there we go. Tarot of the Owls. Here we go. Tarot of the Owls. Or the box is Tarot of the Owls, and the book is Wisdom of the Owls. There we go. So however it ends up out there. Right now I purchased it as Tarot of the Owls, I think. Anyways, I like this deck. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I probably should have said that in the beginning. Oh well. In any case, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, especially if you've made it this long. And let's interview this deck. It gave us an interview at the beginning. I definitely want to use it. We're going to go with my old interview. That's the one my guides know and I know. But we're going to add the new questions that this book introduces at the very end. Ooh, that is nice to shuffle. Nice, flexible cards. I feel like these are going to be slippery. Oh, these are nice. They are. They're really nice. Look how nicely those shuffle. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, they're so comfortable to shuffle. My fingers feel good. Alrighty, there we go. So our first question with interview your deck is, what personality does this deck have? I want to get my 6 times in at the very minimum, but I usually want to start reading cards when they start feeling this good in my hands. It's like my hands have loosened up. They don't have to be, because sometimes some of these decks, your hands have to be super strong. Especially the Oracle decks. But these are oh, this isn't so bad. Ooh, look at all those. We got the 4 of Cups. A little apathy happening somewhere. Or maybe it's getting bored with the shuffling. Is that what it was? Yeah, 10 of Wands. Oh, the heavy burden. Heavy burden. Put down your burden. Relax, maybe. Is that what that was trying to tell me? Relax. Oops. It's kicking out cards like crazy, right? Ace of Wands, new beginning, new creation, new inspiration. Ooh. All right, move forward with the reading already. personality does this deck have? What personality does this deck have? What personality does this deck have? See, you're all talkative, and now you're not. What personality does this deck have? Oh, King of Swords. Very logical. Very logical. Mental clarity. And I like this butterfly in the back, so it makes me feel like transformative thinking. He's the king of transformative thinking. What is your strength? What is your strength? Ooh, Eight of Cups. Escapism, withdrawing, walking away. So I feel like the personality is to kind of cut to the truth, get to the core, you know, kind of get to transformative thinking, get to the truth. And I almost feel like it's like walking away from things that don't serve you, moving away from things, withdrawing from things, to get better, clearer understanding. What is your weakness? What is your weakness? A lot of cards. A lot of cards. Are these all in the upright or reverse, or they're both? They're just, okay, so you've got Seven of Pentacles. The weakness is it can't plant seeds. It can't fight your battles. It can't overcome grief. It can't shift your perspective. So the deck's not going to reward you. It can't overcome your ego. It can't take away your pain. It can't make you let go of the pain. And it can't make you change. It can't make you accept what you learn. How will you help me to grow? How will you help me to grow? One flip. I felt like one flipped. I always find that so interesting. How will you help me to grow? Okay. So I've got the Ten of Wands. Release my burdens. Plan for the future. And take action towards them. To help me take action. It'll help me plan for. It'll help me let go of my burdens. Plan for the future. And guidance to take action, because I'm the one who's got to take action. When should I call on you for guidance? When should I call on you for guidance? Ooh. The Empress in the reverse. So in the reverse, the Empress, it can be a lack of self-reliance, right? When you are maybe expecting too much from others. When things aren't growing. I just feel like when you're lacking kind of independence, when you're kind of you're losing faith in yourself even, I think is when I should call on you for guidance, when I'm losing faith in myself, not seeing all the abundance that is around me. What is the best way to work with you? What is the best way to work with you? Off to the side, it has love, like marriage. It was way over here. I'm going to use that one first. Anxiety about love. I'm planning for the future. Overthinking love. I feel like, yeah, just kind of making progress and getting over anxiety about love, maybe. So interesting. I wouldn't have thought of this as a love deck at all. I would almost think of this as more of a head over heart deck instead of like heart over head. But I almost feel like what a good deck to kind of like weigh your heart and your head, right? So if you're going to do a love reading about where you stand, maybe you do this for the head side of the love reading and then use another deck for the heart side of the reading. Interesting, interesting. I'm liking this. What will our relationship be like? What will our relationship be like? What will our relationship be like? Thank you so much for all of your messages. Thank you, Spirit. What will our relationship be like? We got 3 questions after this. I feel like, okay, Queen of Cups. So, compassionate relationship. Loving, intuitive, tender-hearted. I do kind of feel like, even though that this is kind of like a rational deck to kind of pull your, maybe take your emotions away, it's still going to be gentle. That's really nice. I like that. I really like that, actually, quite a bit. All right, so let's see what it says here. What type of readings are best suited for you? What type of readings are best suited for this deck? I want to say the 2 of Cups is out already. And we'll get the Hierophant. So what type of readings are best suited for this deck? What type of readings are best suited for this deck? What type of readings are best suited for this deck? Whoa, 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 whoa. What kind of readings are best suited for this deck? What readings are best suited for this deck? Transformative readings? How can I best receive guidance from this deck? New beginnings? Twice almost. How will this deck be able to support me on my current path? How will this deck be able to support me on my current path? Commitment for the ups and downs. in financial hardship, when there's a time to celebrate, when you're inspired in handling business, and to bring new inspiration. I love that. I love that. All right. Let me know how you feel about this deck, you guys. I think it's a beautiful deck for something I was certain I was going to return because I was like, it's just, I really enjoyed it. I think it's really nice. I might take a little bit longer look at the book. And, yeah, you might see this one again. I like this deck. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you again soon.